For 4 months, starting in October 2023 through February 2024, U.S. Army forces in the Middle East came under sustained attack from one-way attack drones that were fired by Iranian proxy groups. The first attacks came on October 18th and were fired at 2 air bases, one in Iraq, one in Syria.
Early yesterday morning, Syria time, October 18th, the At-Ta'f garrison in Syria was targeted by 2 drones.
In those attacks, the United States only had a 50% success rate. One of the hallmarks of the last 3 decades has been that U.S. forces have largely been safe when they're on their bases. They didn't have to worry about a country having missiles or an air force that could strike them from far away. Drones enable almost all adversaries to have this capability now. Anybody can go and buy a drone online or in an electronics store and modify it and use it as a weapon.
The proliferation of drones means that weapons that used to only be in the arsenals of great powers like the United States are now available to actors all over the globe, regardless of size of their militaries. In our new report, Dr. Stacie, Pettyjohn, and I make a series of recommendations for the Department of Defense that draw upon the lessons that U.S. Armed Forces have learned from recent engagements in the Middle East, including in the Red Sea and in bases across Iraq, Syria, and Jordan.
The key lessons for anyone who's trying to defeat small drones are that there is no one technology or no silver bullet solution. You end up needing layered active defenses that involve different types of sensors, different types of interceptors and defeat mechanisms. Some of them may be non-kinetic, such as jammers, lasers, high-powered microwaves, and that working together, this layered system can ensure that a force is protected against the wide array of drones that fall into this category.
Ultimately, countering drones comes down to a numbers game, in that we need to have enough of the right types of technologies to intercept drones at a sustainable rate. In the Red Sea, the Navy was using SM-3 missiles, which range up to $30 million per effector to shoot down drones worth $50,000. They expended hundreds of these missiles on these cheap, inexpensive drones. While every American life is priceless, in a full-scale conflict, that rate of expenditure is not sustainable.
The U.S. needs to make investments in emerging technologies to counter not only the drone threat that it's going to be facing very soon, but the future drone threat where there are truly autonomous swarms of drones that are collaborating and launching large attacks against U.S. forces.
While this report focuses on the threat posed to U.S. forces abroad by drones, the United States homeland and bases here are not necessarily protected from drones either. Understanding what we can do abroad will help when we turn towards the United States homeland to understand how to protect U.S. civilians and critical infrastructure from the threat of drones.